Is Instagram the hub of your social media content? Are visuals the primary way you connect with your audience? If so, Later could be an excellent social media marketing platform solution for you. Welcome to Later, the tutorial, presented by Melanie Dean for STCM 5473 at Arkansas State University. The tutorial contents include an overview of Later, basic features, system requirements, installation, cost, a product demo, and pros and cons. Later is an all-in-one visual social marketing platform for the top social networks that is Instagram-centric. From it, you can plan, analyze, and publish your content. The company was founded in 2014 as an Instagram scheduler. It expanded to include Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. It has over 7 million users globally. That's about a third of the number of Hootsuite users. Later's official partners are indicated by the stars and include Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Its integration partners include Google, Dropbox, Adobe, Shopify, and Unsplash. Major competitors for Later include Hootsuite, Zoho Social, Sprout, and Loomly. We'll take a brief preview of Later's features now before taking a deep dive into its features in the product demo. The calendar is a visual scheduler, much like Facebook's Planner or Hootsuite's Publisher. In the media library, content can be uploaded from your desktop, Dropbox, or Google Drive. Media uploaded to the media library is accessible on the web app and mobile app. Later analytics tools are fairly in-depth but are limited to Instagram. Collect Media is an excellent way to track your industry, gather and organize media from other users, and ease the process of getting permission to share content from other users. Link in Bio is a landing web page from Instagram and TikTok profiles that's kind of like Linktree. Like other Instagram landing pages, Link in Bio turns your Instagram and TikTok profile into a mini web page, complete with analytics. Later has a learning center that's styled like LinkedIn Learning, complete with certification. If you need a quick answer on how to complete a task on Later, they offer an extensive knowledge base at help.later.com. The minimum and supported browsers for Later are Chrome 80, Firefox 78, Microsoft Edge 80, Safari 12 with macOS 10.13 or newer, and Opera 77. As far as internet, you must have a stable 10 megabits per second connection, and to utilize the mobile app, you'll need iOS 13 or newer or Android 6.0. Let's talk about installation. Later is a web-based application, so installation is not necessary. Later mobile app is available on Apple Store and Google Play. What about cost? Later operates on a subscription basis and offers 4 basic packages: Free, Starter, Growth, and Advanced. We'll preview the cost of each plan and a few relevant details for each. But before we get into the details, let's define a social set in Later. A social set is a set of social profiles that includes one Instagram, one Facebook, one Twitter, one Pinterest, one TikTok, and one LinkedIn profile. This means that from a single social set, you can only manage one social media profile per platform that is supported by Later. Later does not emphasize their free plan. Instead, the site pushes users to a free 14-day trial of a paid plan. I had to do a little extra digging to find the details for an apples-to-apples comparison to the paid plans. So what about that free plan? Of course, there's no cost. You are allowed one social set and 10 posts per profile per user per month. In the starter plan, it runs $15 a month with one social set and 30 posts per profile per month and one user. The growth plan is $40 a month with 3 social sets, 150 posts per profile, and up to 3 users. On the advanced plan, it's $80 a month with 6 social sets, unlimited posts, and 6 users. Of course, just like any good subscription model, you'll get more features with more expensive subscriptions. So this chart is a high altitude summary. You can save 17% on packages by purchasing an annual subscription. And finally, it's time for our product demo. Welcome to the product demonstration part of this tutorial on the social media management tool, Later. So we'll just start out with a quick Google search for Later. And there it is, social media scheduler. This landing page is what you'll find when you log in. Since I've already created an account, I just have my name here. If you don't have an account, of course, you'll want to create one. And they do make it somewhat difficult to find that free account. What they're going to offer you when you first sign up is a free 14-day trial that you will have to put in a credit card for. So be aware of that. Let's go ahead and log in. So while this is loading, the first thing it's going to bring up is my calendar, and I'm actually going to skip that, and we're going to talk about the really super powerful Collect Media tool. I think it is one of Later's strongest attributes. This tool I can use to search for media and collect it. Of course, anytime I collect media that I didn't create, I'm going to want to talk to the content creator and get their permission to use that media before I repost it. So let's search by hashtag. So here you'll see I've searched a few hashtags to see what's out there. HPRD stands for Hillbilly Pride Runs Deep. That is a brand hashtag. I can see that someone in our district used that. The middle school's really great about taking our posts and screenshotting them and posting them on Instagram. So let's just say I want to go ahead and collect that. I might want to use it later. In fact, we did make the Saturday evening post, but it was the top 10 wackiest high school mascots. We'll take whatever press we can get. I'm going to go ahead and then add that to my library. And that's pretty much how the hashtag collection tool works. I can also collect from Instagram profiles. And right now I'm just going to collect from our Ozark High School Instagram page. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this report card graphic because that's something I use several times a year. And now it's added to my media library. And then we're going to look at some other tools. I can search stock photos for tools. I'm going to look for pictures of teachers. I'm going to grab that picture of the teacher. I'm going to add it to my library. These photos, they do have attribution information. You're not required to use them because of your subscription to Unsplash provided through your Later subscription. So let's look at other collect media tools. I can gather media from mentions. At this time, I don't have any mentions, so I don't have any media that shows up here. Let's take a look at tags. And as you can see, these are all the posts for a certain period where we've been tagged. This is something our art teacher posted of projects, so I'm going to add that to my library. And the final feature of the Collect Media tool is contributors. Now, with this, I've already set this up. This is a submission email address that if I wanted to share that with people, they could submit media to it. And then it would go and be stored in the section of my Later account. Also, I can add contributors. I've already sent an email to myself. My status is pending because I haven't accepted that invitation, but that's another way just to involve contributors and to really have a one-stop place to organize and collect media. Now that you've got a sense of what Collect Media does, let's take a look at our media library, which should be really full at this point. So if you scroll over the bottom left-hand corner of each image, you're going to see the source of that image. So this one was that one that I downloaded from Tagged Media. This is from Unsplash. This one was from my profile search where I looked at my own profile. And this is a repost from another social media page. So some cool stuff there. This report card graphic I previously started because that's something I use several times a year. So that's added this post up here to my starred media. I can tag media. So if I open this, this is my summer school graphic. So I'm just going to add summer school here so I can search for that tag later. And I don't have to filter through loads of media to find it. Finally, if one thing I haven't covered is down here, you have access groups. Okay, this is limited by your plan how many access groups you have. I did do a 14-day trial for their advanced package, so I've got all the bells and whistles for the next few days. So I've set up 2 access groups. One's personal social media, and the other one is my professional at Ozark High School. So if I switch over to here, you can see my media library is pretty empty because I haven't done as much with this. So let's switch back over to Ozark High School. I'm going to go back to my media library. And let's say I wanted to maybe give a personal shout out to the class of 2022, and I took this picture. So I'm just going to move that to my personal social media and go ahead and tell it it's okay to move it. And then I'm going to switch access groups over here to my personal social media. And there I can see, if I just switch over to my media library, that I now have access to that post of the senior touring another campus. So you can imagine there's loads of uses for that tool in the media library to move media from one access group to another. So now that you know about the media library, let's take a look at the calendar. This is that part of it that looks an awful lot like Facebook's Planner or Hootsuite's Publisher. So up here at the top, you'll see social media profiles that I've connected to my OHS access group, and that's for Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Now, you might think, I'm just going to click on this because I want to post to Instagram, and I'm going to click here. Oh, wait, no, I don't have Instagram selected. So that's where these little check marks at the top come in. If you want to post to more than one profile, you need to click the little check mark at the top, and that indicates that that's where you want to post to. So let's say we're thinking about heading back to school soon. And so I'm going to move that, just drag and drop over my calendar about where I want it to publish. And then I didn't exactly get it to the date and time. I don't want to post about going back to school in June. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say August 1. I just want to get a little excitement going about coming back for the new school year. So here, that's that attribution I told you about. You do not have to use that, but it's there if you want to. So I'm going to say we're excited about being back at school. All right, so from here I have some options. I can search for emojis, actually search for them, which is pretty awesome to not have to run over to an Emojipedia or anything like that to search for that emoji. And now I have that emoji added to my post. One of my favorite pieces of Later is the saved captions option. Professionally, I keep all my hashtags in a Google Doc. So then I have to run and open up a tab and go find my Google Doc and copy and paste. Saved captions, I can save all my hashtags right there. So that's super convenient tool. And then also, if I want to, I'm not really sure what hashtags are trending, and it's important to me to utilize some of those really highly frequented hashtags. This is kind of like shopping for those Google ad keywords, and you can see the relevance and select from there if you want to. All right, I do like that I can customize my post by platform. Now this is my Instagram post. I do use a full battery of hashtags on Instagram, so I'm going to leave that alone. Now if I wanted to, I don't want my hashtags to clutter up my post caption. I can just cut and paste and add those as a first comment or put anything else I want in that first comment. I can add a link to the link in bio if I use that tool. There will be more on that later on in this tutorial. I can add a location, I can tag people and tag products. Then let's say LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I only use 2 hashtags. on that platform. And this is mostly for my alumni outreach. So I just want to emphasize that Hillbilly Pride runs deep, HBRD, and we care more, just to emphasize that we really do care more. So on Facebook, I use no hashtags except on a rare occasion. So I'm going to take that out, and you can see I've got my post fully tweaked for each platform that I want to post to in one quick and convenient location. And I'm not going to save that because I don't want to post that later. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. Another big tool for feature of later is the analytics tool. I was mistaken in the previous part of my tutorial. You can access analytics for different platforms. And let me grab some quick information on that. You can access analytics for Pinterest, Twitter, and TikTok, but not from the free account. And the only analytics for pins or posts scheduled through later are available for those platforms. So do be aware of that. On TikTok, you have to have a business account and you have to have 100 plus followers. So just be aware that, their analytics tool might not be as transparent as you would hope it would be. So here, I can't access any Facebook or LinkedIn analytics, and those are both business pages. So be aware of that. So here we just see a quick profile summary. We can see growth. You can tweak this by date and date range. You can by months. So you can kind of see our impressions for that period of time and reach, just the basics here. I do like the best performing post. This is something that I've not found anywhere, either in Meta's business tools or in Instagram, unless you want to sit and click through and figure out for yourself what your top 5 posts. It only shows the best engagement from the last 30 posts in the last 3 months. So if you're a heavy poster, it might not be the best information, but just kind of cool to have that in one handy location. So as far as audience, you've kind of got some basic tools. The audience engagement shows from white to low activity to purple, dark purple, where I've got high activity. So I can kind of get a sense of my users are really pretty heavy users from, between 8 and 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, not so much on the weekend. So I can look at my demographics. I always have a lot more female followers than male, being in a public education. And then I can see region, my map view of where people are accessing my content from. Post performance, you kind of have to play with this tool a little bit. Sometimes I have played with it previously. That's why we're seeing so much stuff. So I can sort my post by impressions, low, high to low, and see kind of some details on those posts and what worked well. Story performance, I've played with this a little bit. There's not a lot here. Anytime on later, if you can't access an analytic, there's a whole knowledge base out there. It could be your plan. It could be that there's nothing to show for that period, but the knowledge base is really good at clarifying those things. I do like the industry hashtag tool. What this does is it pulls hashtags from your industry, and this is last week's ranking. So if it's really important to me to keep up with those trending hashtags in my industry, I get a sense of what's working, what's growing, what's not doing so well. And then for my presence, I can take a look at my hashtags. These data, all looks the same to me. And so I know I used all those hashtags on the same post there. So I'm not exactly sure how that would be a really helpful metric. And the link in bio analytics, I did not set up a link in bio for my account because I already have something I use for my link in my bio, and I didn't want to interfere with that. So with that being said, that's just a quick overview of analytics on later. Let's take a look at this link in bio tool. It does give a preview. Again, I didn't set one up, but depending on your plan, there's different levels of customization that are available. You've got your profile picture, your name, caption. I do like this where you can access program these buttons to link to your social media profiles on other platforms. I think that's super helpful. These buttons are, of course, you can customize the links. You can include like a YouTube video on this top link for your featured product. And then these links, you can include the media from your post. And then if your user clicks on that post that you've linked here, it'll take them directly to the link that you intended them to from the post. So really a pretty neat, very customizable tool depending on your later subscription and what you have access to. Finally, I want to make sure you know about their Learning Center. This is a great place just to walk through some quick tutorials. If you're stuck, you don't know what to do, I found them very helpful, very quick and self-explanatory. They do have a Product Pro Series certification that's available. You can just Google search for that later, Product Pro Series, and do a full certification. And finally, I want to make sure you know about their knowledge base. It's at help.later.com. This is fully searchable if I want to know more about analytics, if I can spell analytics. Then I get all kinds of results here. The articles are very detailed, helpful, include screenshots. Very much a happy place, a lot better to start there than random Google searching problems. That's it for the product demonstration. Now that you've had an overview of Later and a product demonstration, let's talk about some pros of Later. The Collect Media tool is obviously really powerful. It's a great way to gather user-generated content and to collaborate with contributors in one tidy place. The LinkedIn Bio tool is really powerful. It's customizable. It's very pretty, and it has analytics, so very good tool. Hashtag analysis. This is, again, a one-stop place to get an idea of trending hashtags in your industry and Instagram, so very neat. There's a variety of supported platforms in Later, and you're able to customize your post by platform in one application. Now, some cons. Auto-publish is limited on Instagram. You can't auto-publish for Reels or Stories, so if that's a big piece of your social media content, be aware of that. The analytics tool is a little bit questionable in how it works and what's actually helpful or not. I don't enjoy analytics a lot. That could be a little bit of my filter for that, but as I've researched, I have found some complaints about the analytics tool. Again, that tool is going to vary by your subscription package. The biggest drawback to Later is that you're limited to one account per platform per social media profile. So if you're like me and you manage multiple profiles per platform, you're going to top out at 6 social media profiles per user account. So you've got a maximum of 6 Instagram, maximum of 6 Facebook, and so on. So be aware of that if you're a person who manages loads of different social media accounts or profiles. In conclusion, we've taken an overview of Later. We've looked at its basic features, the system requirements, how to install it, the cost. We've done a full product demonstration, and we've talked about some pros and cons. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I would love to hear your comments. One quick note on this presentation, I will upload a copy of it. Anytime you see text underlined, that is a hyperlink, so that's just some extra resources for you. My references were later.com, g2.com, and getapp.com. Thanks.